Welcome back everybody, it's Jackie and thank you for joining me. And today I'm going to do a long overdue tag along craft with me. If you've been watching me for a while, you'll know I did quite a few of these last year. I think I did 9. I promised you quite a few more than that and then sort of stalled a bit for one reason and another. But anyway, I've been, if you follow me on Instagram or on Tracy Fox's Face Group book, you'll know that I've been joining in the tag challenge that Tracy and Auntie Mays have got going, and sort of enthused me again for tags, which I've always loved making. So the original idea was to go through this bundle of tags and show you how I made them. I'll try and find the link to the flip through for that and put it underneath if I remember. And today we're going to have a go at reproducing something similar to this. It's not going to be the same. This was a Tim Holtz frame and I haven't got that anymore, so we have to do that in a different way. So I thought I'd have a little practice, and I made this one and I didn't like it, and it took me a while to work out why I didn't like it. I think there's 2 reasons. One, it's not quite vintage enough, although that could work, but I think it's the fact that this image isn't a good focal point. It's too busy, and when I realised that, I thought, yeah, it needs something a bit more singular in there. So I do still want to make a Beatrix Potter one. This was the idea behind this, but just to test out my theory, I had to go and made this one, which I thought looked a lot better. So we are going to go and make a Beatrix Potter one. This is the image, and I'll tell you about how I cut this out in a moment. But first of all, we've got our tag base, which is 3 by 6. And I'm going to use this paper as my background because it contrasts and tones really nicely with this little image. And I'm going to use, it says 3-in-1 glue. It's not 3-in-1 glue in here. It's a similar glue called Collall, all-purpose glue I think it's called. It's a bit cheaper and it spreads a bit easier, so it's not quite so thick, but it's still acetone based, so it doesn't crinkle the paper too much. So I'm just using my bone folder, spread that out, some glue there. And if you're thinking about basic tools and you want to get into journal making, this is one of my all-time favourites. This is quite an expensive Teflon one. It's really quite stiff. Okay, so let's cut this out. This might be quite a long video. I might do it in 2 parts. With the old setup, I used to be able to use iMovie and link them together. But on this phone, I can't get iMovie, and anyway, it's all too difficult. So I make and I don't know how to edit either. Probably should learn. Probably should learn, but I haven't done that either. So if I make a mistake, it has to stay, or I have to redo it. This is a little tip I learned from Gail. So this is an old credit card, and I've just got some different corners, different sizes cut off to make my tag tops and to make them even. And then to make the frame to go around this image, it's because we want to end up with something like this. What I did was, I've got a nesting die shape, and I put 2 together. I washi taped them together and then sent them through my die cut machine 4 times on some lightweight card, and I'm going to glue these together to make what effectively is a chipboard frame. So I hope you understand that. Let me just get the nesting dies, hang on. I don't want to do that too much. It irritates me in videos, but anyway, it looks like I've still got them. So these are the nesting dies. This is the whole set. Put them on a magnetic sheet. And I've taken the size I want. I've washi taped them together, and then I send them through the die cut machine like that, so that I get 4 frames exactly the same. And we're going to glue these together. Not like that, we're not like that. So this is art glitter glue. The other thing I do first, you can do it afterwards, but I tend to do it first just because it's easier. And if you misalign these slightly when you're gluing them together, it makes it harder to get the ink in all the nooks and crannies. So I ink the inside and the outside, and I'm using just ordinary distress ink, and it's walnut stain, which is quite a dark one. It's my favourite one. Okay, so let's glue these together. I'm not going to worry too much about putting lots of glue on, because it will spread as you lay these down. So I've cut 3 out of plain cardstock. I think it was just white actually, this one. And then the top one is some scrapbook paper, which again tones in with the shades in the image that I've chosen. I don't know where the dye, I think the dye might be quite a cheap one. I don't buy off AliExpress now. Once I learned, you know, about them stealing and such like, but I did, before I knew that, I did buy just a few items, and I think this might be an AliExpress one. Okay, so the next thing to do, I've got these, so these are cut from another die. I think there are 4 in a row, and these are Tim Holtz crochet I'm not sure, crochet edges. And what I want with this, if you see on this one, I've got it so that the bottom piece, this piece, just peeps through. So what I'm going to do is glue these on to the back of this, and I'm going to do it like that. So just at the top. So I've got 4. So let's do it this way. I don't know if you can see there, I've got one little piece there and there that isn't quite cut out. Same on this one. That'll do. And then our image is going on the back. Looks quite cool. Forgot to do that bottom edge. And what I'm going to do now is go round the frame again. Go. So that's our piece put together. So that's going to be our central image, and I think that looks pretty nice on there already. With this one, I'm probably not going to do quite as much decoration as I did on the first one, but I do quite like to do something, you know, change it up a little bit so that we're not all exactly the same. So we've got, I'll do it on this side. I don't know why, but I want to do it on that side. And I don't want it quite as far over as that, so I'm going to just cut this down a little bit. And the reason I cut it down is just so that I can level it up a bit more easily. So I'm going to ink down there. And I'm going to use glue stick for this, especially down the torn edge. So this is just, probably should say, this is just, oops, scraps of scrapbook paper. So a bit further over. So something like that should be fine. Sorry if I'm going out of screen. So that's that one, and then on top of that I'm going to put a little bit of, again I'm going to shorten, do a sort of narrower strip. Let's go over that writing. There we go. Okay, so that's going to sit like that on there, and I just like the extra bit of interest that that adds. The next decision I'm going to make is where I want the lace. So on this one, it's double-sided, this tag, so it's like that. So on this one I just had it down the side and hanging off, and I went over my underneath paper, but not that one, so I can't do that exactly the same. On my first prototype I did a sort of neater approach on the bottom, which I quite like, and then on this one I did it down the side, and I quite like that as well. So what I'm going to do is have a think about where I want this lace to go. I've got this as well, so I might use 2 pieces. I'm going to zigzag stitch around the edge and probably use a creamy, I think I'll use a creamy colour for that, and then I'll come back and just show you what I decided and how I finish it up. Thank you.